The strength of Connect Ireland is built on the Irish experience abroad. Like many Irish in the past, Silicon Valley-based entrepreneur Conrad Burke made his fortune in the States, but feels Ireland has a lot to gain from the American model of success.
So you arrived here in 1989, Conrad.
Yes.
Quite some time ago. What was Ireland, the Ireland like that you were leaving behind at that time?
That's a great question. You know, I sometimes look back at that year. It was when I graduated. I left Ireland. There wasn't really much going on, but it seemed like 5 minutes after I departed the country, the Celtic Tiger took off. So much to my disappointment, I felt I missed out on the great wave of prosperity that hit Ireland. I think being Irish anywhere in the world, and I lived in a number of countries, but particularly here in the United States, there is a very strong closeness between Americans and Irish people, and I certainly am guilty of taking advantage of that, maybe you could say, in some ways. And I think the Irish have a wonderful way to tell stories, and we all know what that means, and I think there's a truth to that, where we can tell stories, tell about ourselves, tell about our lives, and tell about our company, our business quite well, maybe more so than other nations. And I think that's something that is very useful to open doors to get to where you need to get to in business. Some of the greatest companies, Cisco, Apple, Facebook, Google, they all started in somebody's basement or garage or in a shed, and those are the things that inspire people to keep doing that. And I think the environment here also is one of failure is almost success. I know that sounds very strange to say that, but you are rewarded for trying, and you learn a lot from that. Hopefully you learn a lot from that, and you find a lot of people that continue to keep doing those.
Because you had your own experience of that, because your first ventures weren't successful.
That's right. My first company I went into, we lost $135 million, and I think the statement of failure is success, and you're allowed that second chance is so true. When I give you the example of, after having lost $135 million, our largest shareholder, who lost $35 million of that deal, employed me the next day as one of their partners. So I think there's so many great optimisms and capabilities here in the US that perhaps are not really in other parts of the world. And I'm hoping, and I do see elements of that in Ireland, and I'm hoping that we can emulate some of that back home.